Welcome to the very first episode of the Nerds for Entertainment podcast, N4E podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Bueno, aka the Doctor Ranger, and as always, I have my co-host and wonderful companion, Huck.
Whoa.
Huck Let's Play.
Oh, wait a minute. I am not your companion. I'm not a sidekick. I'm married. Thank you very much, sir.
Wait a minute. I was there before she was. So, but yeah, we're not here to discuss
hey,
this.
You were also the best man, so.
Yep, there you go. See, all right. She didn't get up and sing you a song at the wedding,
talking
sir.
about today? I don't even know.
Star Wars.
She kind of not supposed to. Star Wars. Okay, we're on track. Star Wars. Star Wars
episode 7.
Episode 7. The Heavenly Realm. No, I'm sorry.
No. The Force Awakens.
Oh. Was it sleeping? Was it tired?
For 30 years?
For 30 years, it was just tired. It needed a nap. It was just tired.
Oh, dad jokes.
That's what you're going to be getting. This is the type of entertainment that we do here. Dad jokes.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so Force Awakens.
I don't know too much. I don't know too much about all this. So
great. So you will learn today, sir. So basically, it comes out actually a month from tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm
for
super
it.
not going to be excited a month though. Is the issue?
Yeah.
Because
I won't.
Have you ever like they have like 3 months before they give you these awesome trailers. And then 3 months later, you're like, oh, I remember. No, I don't know.
Well, that's normally how it goes, but everything's been dropping this month. So it's like we're getting all the Star Wars stuff whenever it's just right around the corner. So you're just getting more and more.
Oh, that's right. You're getting a lot of toys and stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, you get toys. Like you're getting more trailers. We've gotten like 5 or 6 trailers in a month, less than a month.
I guess I haven't seen all the trailers. I know. I remember seeing one of them, but I think. Yeah, I haven't seen all of them. I don't know why I'm in this podcast. What am I doing? We're here talking about Star Wars. I don't know what we're doing.
It's okay. It's great to have somebody actually physically, well, not physically, through Skype to talk to about this stuff, even if you don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm physical. I'm definitely
physically through well at the Huck Cave maybe.
The Huck Cave.
But you're not here.
Well, I'm not Batman. I don't portray to be. We're talking about Star Wars. Focus here. Focus.
Okay. So, anywho, what I was trying to say.
The Huck Star. Okay, sorry. Go.
Oh man, no, it's cool. So yeah, the Force Awakens comes out in a month. Things are blowing up. They're giving information left and right. And the tickets for the opening night, I think, are sold out completely. Which I won't be able to see it until that week, which is sadly. I mean, it's not sad, but just being able to see it that night with everybody else would be awesome. But I didn't get my tickets.
So what's this first video you got here?
That is the international trailer. So they you saw the main trailer that night at the gas station with me when I was on my phone.
Yeah.
And then we saw it. Okay. So that was the main trailer. And then about a couple of days to a week later, they released this. And it shows so much more footage. Like, it's basically with international trailers, it's the same trailer as the American trailer, just a couple different more scenes. This is a completely different trailer that showed a whole lot more.
Oh, really?
Footage.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and watch
I am
that.
watching it right now. So,
okay.
Oh wow! So there is quite a bit more. I mean, besides the other languages that I see.
Yeah, it's in Japanese, but yeah, it tells you who the two main characters are.
So is the main going to be the girl? Is she going to be?
Well, we don't know. Like it's basically. I'll get to it a little bit later as well, but it's pretty much pointing that she's the main character of the new trilogy. But
new trilogy.
Yeah, the new trilogy.
So they're actually doing a trilogy.
Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's a new trilogy. 7, 8, 9. And alongside of those, in between those, they're doing anthology films, which are everything. So this one that's going to happen is called Rogue One, and it takes place right before A New Hope, which is the original Star Wars film.
Oh, that is awesome. I see what they're trying to do. Like I felt it. Like they're gonna build so much up to the end last one, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I like that. Oh, so, okay. This trailer was pretty good. So what's the next?
Okay, so the picture you have, is that 3 people?
Yes.
Okay, so going from left to right, we have, these are supposed to be the 3 new characters for the new trilogy. So we have Poe Dameron, who is this pilot. We don't know a whole lot about him yet. We just know he gets captured at some point in the movie. Then you have Rey, who, like I said before, is supposed to be she's supposed to be basically the new Luke. And then you have Finn, and he is, what we have learned, he is a stormtrooper who lost his...
I went rogue.
He went rogue, yeah. He pretty much lost his religion. He went against what the stormtroopers were doing, or what the First Order, that's what they're called now. That's what they believed in. And so he left to go find a greater purpose, and he ends up getting Luke Skywalker's, or Anakin Skywalker's old lightsaber.
Oh, Anakin's, the old one.
Yeah, the old one. So I'm really excited because I think he'll be a Jedi. There's some controversy about that. Some people think he won't. He's just carrying it.
He's just carrying it. Okay.
Yeah, I think he might, but there's also a rumor that he might die at the end of the film. I disagree with that one as well.
Well, I mean, at the first one, let's see, the fourth movie, the first one that actually everyone ever seen of Star Wars, Ben died. Old Ben, or Ben Kenobi, died.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he could almost take hold of a Ben character that kind of, throws these other guys in, which could make sense.
True, but the thing about Ben was, or Obi-Wan was,
he was knowledgeable,
he was a character who had already gone through battle. He lived through the Clone Wars.
Well, this guy's gone through battle. I mean, he was a trooper.
He was a stormtrooper, but I think he's got a new purpose. So I don't think he's gonna die off. He's still pretty young. I think there's a lot they could probably do with his character in the future episodes.
Or they could kill him / keep him like kill him off, but keep him for the last movie type thing.
Like you're saying, like kill him off in this one. He's not in the next one, but then he comes back.
He comes back mysteriously. Like, I mean, almost. I mean, if you think if the last 3 films weren't made and they actually started with the first 3 movies, Anakin could have died, from our knowledge, from Obi-Wan, and then in the next movie could have been brought back with that ending scene of him being put together.
Oh, if
you think about it in a way.
I see what you're saying.
So in a way, I mean, they could pull something like that.
That's the first time I've ever heard that theory. That's a really great theory. I've not.
It's probably not gonna happen. I always think of things that never happened, but it would be so cool if it did. But yeah, that would be cool. Something that they could play with that would also take from the original ones.
For sure. And so. Yeah, going back to Rey, who's the girl in the middle, she's like Luke in the way of she starts on a planet by herself. In the
no families. Well, she might have.
She has a family, but we don't know who the family is. She says she's waiting for her family. So we're thinking there's a theory in the extended universe of the books, which are no longer canon,
because of Disney.
Because of Disney, pretty much. Han Solo and Princess Leia had twins, and they became Jedi. And so they're thinking that she is one of those characters. That people believe that she is Han Solo and Leia's not Leo. Han Solo and Leia's daughter, and they left her there to be safe.
But what was the enemy? The enemy was destroyed in the last in this the sixth movie. I mean, it was a time of peace. So what
I don't
enemy?
know.
Unless these other three movies that they're making in between them to kind of tell that, which one of the reasons why I kind of got excited is because it's like it's almost like watching a TV show and they have a backstory as they go
Yeah.
on, and then you see why this character is why this. So maybe that's why I just think of if they have kids, then they would be trying to regain or recreate the order that once was, right? Or are they trying to
Well,
keep it
yeah,
a
yeah.
secret art that would be mysterious and not really organized?
Well, we go, that kind of goes on to Luke a little bit. We kind of learned from a synopsis. Not a synopsis, but J.J. Abrams said something here pretty recently saying that the First Order, which is the new like empire, they have been training their soldiers and their people of the evil Luke Skywalker who killed the wonderful Darth Vader. So what I'm thinking is going on is that everything was fine for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden this rumor, like the story was switched, that Luke was this evil person who killed Vader, and now he's on the run. And so the whole Jedi Order business still is in the shadows.
So wait, how does that switch? I mean, you had a huge rebellion. I mean, unless someone would explain, because the Empire was big, correct? It had a huge. It was huge in the first three movies.
Yeah.
So what is the lifestyle of these planets underneath the Empire? Was it actually a good lifestyle? Were they okay? Like, did these planets actually prosper underneath someone that is a very hard ruler? But I mean, it was a wartime with rebellion. So we only seen the wartime. So
yeah,
I guess that's a possibility.
Well, I mean, what's great is they have a cartoon now called Star Wars Rebels, which is really good. I've heard so much great things about it, which ties in the time between the third movie where Anakin becomes Darth Vader and A New Hope, where Luke comes in and he meets Ben. And so you kind of see how the Empire's building.
And have you watched it all, or?
No, I hopefully I'll receive it for Christmas because I've asked for it the first season. I really want to watch it. I've heard it's really, really good. For a Disney cartoon and it being Star Wars.
So they made this after they bought the rights. Disney was like, okay,
oh yeah,
make this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so what I'm thinking, and I've also heard that the stormtroopers now, rather than just being stormtroopers and standing there and being shot at, they're gonna have their own personalities and stories. Hence, we have Finn. So,
when did they get rid of the clones? When? Because originally the stormtroopers were clones, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you have the Clone Wars, which introduced the clones, and then they slowly, when that whole switch happened in Episode 3, that's when they became stormtroopers. But they had to be mass produced, and they stopped going to Camino where they were produced. And so when you lose through battle, you're gonna lose the clone troopers, and then you're just gonna have to recruit regular people from that point.
Okay, so because they couldn't grow them fast enough, they actually had to recruit people. Okay, got it.
Well, yeah. Well, it wasn't the fact they were growing them; is they stopped growing them, and the ones they had left were the ones they had left, and then they died out, and then it was just you had to get regular people to fight, and that's how come it's a joke I've always heard. The clone troopers were really good because they were the clones, and then you had normal regular people in the stormtrooper outfits, and that's why they sucked. So that's
why they couldn't hit people.
Yeah.
I'm here, you just freeze. Oh crap.
But yeah, the next picture, I'll just go ahead and pull it up myself as well. I think it's Finn. They had just released these character posters. Yeah. So they released these character posters last week.
This is cool. I like this.
And it's for the 5.
What do you think about it?
I love it. I love this picture. It's the background on my phone right now. Again, people think
Too
because
bad
he's
it's not
holding
you. You know, the red one.
I know,
Lightsaber.
right?
Yeah.
People think that it's kind of a gimmick, a ploy that they're a tease, I guess, that he's holding the lightsaber, making people think, oh, he's gonna be a Jedi. And then there's some people like, oh, they're making you think he's going to be a Jedi, but in reality, he's not going to be. So I really enjoyed this picture.
It doesn't even matter because I mean, the whole thing is to just draw in people. And I'm like, someone holding a lightsaber, awesome, let's do it. I mean,
yeah,
they don't, I mean, honestly, I don't think they're trying to trick anyone. They're just like, this is a cool thing. They're going to, like, when you have a fandom, people are going to assume no matter what, and they're going to get sucked into it. They're going to be like just throwing any ideas that they feel or create themselves. So the fandom pushes anything and everything. So they're just like, oh, this is a cool idea, let's do it. Might not have nothing to do with the storyline, but this will sell tickets. Sale.
Yeah. Well, I think it does, because a theory, going to the lightsaber itself, not Finn, the new villain, Kylo Ren, which we haven't talked about yet, but there's a picture of him that will pop up. He's not a Sith Lord like Vader was, or Darth Maul, or Count Dooku, or Darth Sidious. He's actually a member of a clan called the Knights of Ren. And from what we know and what we speculate, and we being the fandom, he's looking for Sith relics. And he's very obsessed with Darth Vader. And I don't know if I got the Vader head in the pictures or not.
It was in the trailer, though. I remember seeing it in the trailer.
But so the theory is that he's after the lightsaber. And he wants the lightsaber because it's a relic. It was Anakin's lightsaber. And so the lightsaber is going to play a crucial part in the movie. And I think the fact that Finn has it...
Oh, okay. I get it. So, like, he's a part of this faction or whatever. And is this faction, like, looking and trying to kill Luke? Is that also the idea too?
Yeah. He mentions, I don't know if he says it in a trailer, but the toy, one of his toys talks, and when you, like, hit a certain button on him, he says, our mission is to kill the last Jedi. Well, the last Jedi alive that we know of is Luke. So I think his mission is to kill Luke because he killed Vader, and to get the lightsaber.
So the question is, since he's not really a Sith Lord, does he have the ability? Like, does he have a midi-chlorian count or whatever? Does he have Does he have the Force? Does he have the Force with him? And if he doesn't, then he's screwed when Luke comes in.
Well, see, we don't know. We don't really know what power he has. We know he knows how to. He made his own lightsaber, and I'll show that picture, or I might. There's a picture of him on here. He made his own lightsaber. He knows of the Force. We don't know if he has Force powers.
I think that was so cool.
That goes back to Rey, though, and the theory is that Rey and Kylo are twin brother and sister, or they're just brother and sister, and they both have Force power.
So, okay, this is my theory, just talking about this. Just throwing stuff out there. I know I'm not, like, extremely into the fandom, but I do love movies, and I do think Star Wars and what Lucas has done for filming industry is amazing. So this is my theory. I think it'd be so cool. Okay, let's say Finn doesn't have the Force. Let's go with that idea. And what's the other guy's name? Kylo, the dark guy.
Yeah.
Kylo doesn't have it either. These are two people that have lightsabers that don't have the Force, that don't understand any of that. Or maybe Finn has a little bit of it, but he doesn't know how to use it or anything like that. Or they both have a little bit of it, they can't use it yet or something. And then, like, they try to battle, and it's like, like two normal people trying to battle with lightsabers. Yeah. And then Luke shows up and is like, you guys know nothing of the Force. And just like, whoa,
that is really close to a theory that's already out there. Not so much the fact that neither one of them has the Force, which I do believe. I think Finn and Kylo are both sensitive to the Force. That doesn't mean they have it.
Well, they don't have control of it because they haven't had the training. It's kind of like Luke was at the beginning of the movie. He had this feelings.
Exactly.
He had the natural ability, but he had no control over it to push him into, oh, hey, there's a lightsaber coming down my head, duck, type thing.
Yeah.
So.
So basically, the theory is that during the fight between Finn and Kylo, Finn's pretty much getting the crap kicked out of him because Kylo does know how to use a lightsaber, and Finn, he looks like he does, but at the same time, he may not. And so he's got him down on the ground, and Kylo goes to like basically kill him, and then all of a sudden you hear Luke go, "I wouldn't do that," or something like that, and you hear and he turns around, and then he would save Finn. But that's all speculation, and that's all it's just a rumor. But that's pretty much that. It could be that I think they're both Force sensitive. I think they know about the Force. I think they definitely both know about the Force. But like you said,
at least as a like an old story, you know, like a myth, kind of like how Han Solo felt about it.
Yeah.
So and actually there is that scene in one of the trailers that I do remember, or there was a meme. I think there was a meme about something about it does exist, or
well, because like in the original movie he said, "I don't believe in like those like those silly."
I don't believe in this. Yeah, I gotcha.
And then in the new trailer he's like, "It's true. It's all of it." No, but that kind of goes back to people of the First Order know about Luke. They know about and they know about the Force. But people like Rey, who have lived on this planet by herself, she knows nothing of Luke Skywalker, nothing of the Force, nothing of Darth Vader. All this is new to her when she comes into that world. So, yeah.
But why? This whole idea of like stranding your kids is like a Skywalker thing.
Oh,
crazy. Okay, right. So let's go to the next picture.
All right, so this is Han Solo. Same kind of poster.
Same kind of pose with with different lighting.
Yeah, and he's got his famous
blaster.
His blaster. Thing about Han, which we haven't really talked about him or any of the old characters yet besides Luke. Everybody thought he was coming in sorta near the end and not having a huge the thing was when it was announced that Carrie Fisher, who played Leia, Harrison Ford, who plays Han, and Mark Hamill, who plays Luke, when they were said to come back to the movie, we was like, oh, they're gonna be like cameos, they're gonna be small parts. But as we've seen through the trailer, Han has a huge part in this movie, and there's also a theory that he might die as well. That's stemming from the way Harrison Ford wanted to die in the original trilogy.
He wanted to die at the very end?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he wanted to die in the first movie.
Oh, was that... Now, that was, though, when they first shot the first movie, though, they all thought it was a joke.
Oh, yeah, they didn't think it was going to go anywhere.
They didn't think it was going to do anything or go anywhere.
Mark Hamill... So, before the movie even came out, I learned this recently, they actually had a convention for the movie before the original movie even came out. Don't ask me how that's possible.
Why would they have a convention about a movie that hasn't even come out or anything?
I don't know, man.
That makes no sense to me. Okay, anyways, continue.
So, basically... Mark Hamill was all about it. He went to the convention, showed them pictures. He was very excited. He was almost like the Star Wars golden boy. But Alec Guinness, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, hated the movie. I've seen letters written by him to a friend of his that he talks about how he had a fun time on set, but he didn't understand the premise of the movie. He thought it was a really dumb movie, which is why you don't really see him too much later on, in Empire and Return of the Jedi, because he came back to film his small scenes for an hour and then he left. He wanted nothing to do with the movie. Harrison, on the other hand, was convinced. I don't know what his story was. He just wanted to do something else, but he was convinced to come back and do the other two. And the reason why Empire ended the way it did with him frozen in carbonite was because they didn't know if he was going to return for Jedi. So they were just going to, it was a failsafe.
Preparing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is excited to come back for the movie. He actually said it's very good, which is rare for him because normally if he's on a movie and he thinks it's terrible, he will not lie to your face. But like, oh, it's a good movie. He'll just ignore the question. And in a recent interview, he's like, I promise you, this is a good movie. So that
he might have got caught by the fandom.
Oh,
I mean, it's possible.
I'm more than certain he did because when
he could have got caught.
He came back. He went to San Diego Comic-Con, and he loved it. He embraced the fandom that was there to see him. But
and I mean, and to be honest, like just since we're kind of on Harrison Ford, Harrison Ford, I've noticed throughout the years, he did that. What is it called? It's called Space Cowboy, or no? It wasn't Space Cowboy.
I think he. I don't think he did Space Cowboys.
No, it wasn't Space Cowboys.
Cowboys and Aliens.
Cowboys and Aliens. Okay,
Yeah.
A lot of people hated that movie.
I'm
gonna tell you something. I seen it and I liked it, and the reason why I liked it is because of Harrison Ford. I think Harrison Ford did an amazing job. People can talk all they want about storylines and say how stupid it was, it doesn't make any sense, or whatever their reasoning is. But I was entertained by the people that played the act. Like the actors in that movie were really good actors, and Harrison Ford took on a different persona and was a real actor to me in that movie because he wasn't normally what Harrison Ford is in a movie.
Yeah.
He was different, and I liked seeing him like that. I love seeing actors do that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like that movie. So just like Harrison Ford as an actor, and definitely, I mean, you have to give it to Star Wars for Harrison Ford.
Well, yeah, he'll even tell you that.
And that's one of the reasons why he's where he's at. So, I mean, throughout his years, I think it's something that he embraced on.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking that he's gonna die?
No, I don't know.
There's
a theory.
An idea.
Yeah, there's a theory that he's going to die. But with the way he's been feeling about the movie lately, that's kind of switching up the theory a little bit. Because people felt that way because he didn't care for the franchise too much. But then he came back and he changed his whole mood. So people are like,
if he likes the franchise, they might keep him in for all the movies or something.
Exactly.
That's what I would do. If I was a producer and I hear how much he loves, wants to do this, shoot, I'd find something for him to do.
Oh, yeah. He was asked recently if who he preferred, George Lucas or J.J. Abrams, and he said, you can't make me do that because I owe George everything for my career because he's the one who got me started with Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and J.J. has brought this back and he's made me love this franchise. So you can't have me choose which one is the better one because as people, they're both great guys.
This is what I think, that this is what's in his mind. And I mean, it's kind of a political answer, to be honest, but he owes a lot to Lucas. Here's the thing about Lucas, and I love Lucas for this reason. He is someone who has an idea, a dream, and stuff that he loves, and he believes in his own self. And yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 movies everyone hated because Lucas actually got the opportunity to make the movies look and feel the way he wanted to. And a lot of people didn't like that because it was a different look and feel of the original. And Lucas probably was a pain in the butt director because he's so specific. He wants things his way.
He's sorry to interrupt you on that, but
no, you're good.
It's been said many times he's a terrible actor director. Like he's great.
Yeah.
He's great when it comes to like cinematography and stuff. Well, I don't know about cinematography, but
cinematography is where he started. He went to school and he got noticed by his cinematography. So and I relate to that because every time we've tried to do stuff, even if I try to direct it, I almost can't do it because I'm so focused on the cinematics and how the story's told.
You want to be
I can't really direct. It's super hard because I'm such a controlled person and he's the same way.
Yeah.
But without Lucas, there would be nothing that we see today.
Oh, so true.
And he's done so much for the industry that people don't realize because of the way he is. So even if he's a terrible actor director, he's a great director in his own right for directing pretty much cinematics the way they are now. He directed sci-fi. Sci-fi owes their almost life to him because of computer editing and stuff like that.
Definitely.
I might have just wanted to throw all this in there because
no.
I've always wanted to say this about Lucas, because a lot of people give him crap, but this guy has innovated the whole industry.
I agree
on what he's done, and you can't say anything, even if he's terrible for the actors, because he has a vision and he wants to mold the actors to his vision. And even I know, and I've grown and I understood that you can't always do that. You got to let the actors become the character.
Yeah.
You got to kind of let them, but you can always push them, push them in the right direction. I mean, they had to do that with I can't remember what movie it was. Robin Williams, I watched a documentary with him, and he, he's this comic, and he started to do, kind of more serious films. And he wanted to ad lib, and the director pretty much told him, let the page, tell the character. Let this line, through the lines, you tell your character. And sometimes you got to hold him back and stuff like that. But he was still able to create that character with those lines. So it's so hard to, and definitely J.J. Abrams is so much different director than Lucas will ever be. Not that he's better or anything. He's just different.
Yeah.
And I think the way things are going now, it's time for someone else to step in. You already have your fandom. You already have a lot of the stuff, and I think this is. I mean, Lucas probably just was like, "Money, I'm done. Peace out." Disney take over.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go for it.
Oh, well, what's crazy about that is I heard today for the first time that after he sold the franchise over, he donated like $4 million or maybe a little more than that to charity. So I was like, wow, that's super cool. But
yeah, I mean, well, how much did they buy it from him for?
I have no idea.
They bought Lucasfilms, right?
Oh yeah.
They just bought Lucasfilms.
Oh yeah, everything in that under that name. So that's I believe Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Please don't do anything with Indiana Jones.
Oh, they've talked about it, but
please don't. They ruined it with the fourth movie. I mean, the fourth movie was cool. I'm kind of glad that Shia LaBeouf didn't take the role of Indiana Jones.
Well, from what I've heard, they're basically retconning that movie. From what I heard, I don't know if that's true.
They better just be like, oh, hey, everybody, guess what?
It never existed.
We screwed up. We understand. Forget about that. We're gonna move on. Especially with I know I'm going on a tangent again, but I mean, come on, watch the three originals. How in the world is there going to be aliens in the fourth one?
Well, shoot, I mean, Temple of Doom, they took his heart out of his chest. What are you talking about?
Well, no, they had such a biblical base on those movies. It was a biblically based movie set.
I agree.
It was. You got Nazis. You got
Nazis.
Sorry, you got Nazis. It's what you think of when you think of Indiana Jones. Sorry if I offended anyone. Nowadays, you got to be careful. You can talk about Nazis and still offend someone. It has what is it? Sorry, I can't even think. It had the
it had the it was the Ark of the Covenant.
Ark of the Covenant. And they had the chalice, not the chalice. Wow.
No, it's the oh my god.
I can't even think. We're terrible. We're terrible people. The cup that Jesus drank out of.
Wow, I would know the name of that.
The blood. I can't even think of it. I can't even think of it. How terrible are we doing stuff like this?
Wow.
Anyways, it had such a biblical base, and then I know if you watch history channels and they talk about how they think that that the Bible is based off an alien race or something like that. I'm like,
the Holy Grail. Wow.
A Holy Grail. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brain among us. And I almost want to poke at History Channel because they're going off of the tangent, these ideas, and they're more, they're way more, theoretical history. That's what I want to call it. Theoretical history.
Great name for it.
It is a great name for it. Theoretical history. Not saying that I know I'm a Christian and I believe what I believe and I'm not gonna not going to start that argument, but I'm like, they've put out so much like theoretical history, and it's the truth the way you watch it.
I
It's
mean,
so crazy.
I
And
mean,
then it's like they took that and it was like, oh, hey, let's make an Indiana Jones movie out of it. We're going to sell millions.
oh man,
Aliens, I hate you.
um, you can't call something theoretical and then say it's fact. Um,
Theoretical history, ladies and gentlemen.
oh man,
We went from Indiana Jones. Oh, this is all right.
we went from Star Wars and Indiana Jones to theoretical history. That's
yeah, that's right.
I'm
a professor in theoretical history.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't go to college. I just made it up.
Oh man.
Anyways, okay, so what's this next? Let's move on.
The next one is of all 5 of those posters. And so we've already seen the Finn and Han one, so let's just focus on the other 3. So you have Leia, Rey.
What is she looks like she's important.
She is no longer Princess Leia, she's General Leia. General
Woo-hoo!
Leia. So
sorry.
It's cool. They just released a new picture of her recently. It's similar to this, except it's not, posed like that, but she's in the base and she looks very serious. So she's pretty much in charge of it's called the Resistance now. And
Resistance? What? The Resistance? I'm confused. What happened? They were the rebellion. They won against the Empire. They should be either the Empire or the New Empire, the New Order, or freedom fighters. I don't know.
So, at the end of Jedi, Empire basically crashed and burned. Rebels won. And that's all we know, unless you read the books, which we don't read, so it doesn't matter.
The books are not canon. So
no. There are books that are canon. New books that Disney has released that are canon.
Gosh dang it. Disney.
Aftermath is the one that takes place right afterwards. I heard it's terrible. But basically, the First Order rises from the ashes of the Empire, and the Resistance, they're stronger than what the Rebellion was, but that's just what they're called. So,
I'm wondering if there was other superpowers in the universe besides just the
Force?
No, not the Force. Sorry, like the Empire. Maybe there was other, not really rebels, but there was other empires, and maybe that's one of the reasons why that she's the way she is. That they're trying to. Okay, now the Empire's gone. Oh crap! New enemies all around. We're gonna die.
That is one way to look at it. I've never heard that theory either. But I don't know. I mean, that is one thing I don't know about, per se. I just know.
Welcome to the podcast of things we don't know.
Hey, we won't know until the movie comes out. That's the thing. This is a lot of speculation, and
that's all I do is speculate. I don't know that. I'm like, I just hear things and spitball. Okay, so the next picture is Ren? Not Ren.
Wait,
yes,
what?
Ren. Is it Ren?
You're on the same picture, right? You're just going to
the next lady. Ray. Sorry. I'm not good at names.
So the full picture with her is her with her staff. The staff people are speculating to be a bigger thing than what it probably is. There was a Sith Lord back in the day called Darth Plagueis. He had a staff at one point.
Such wonderful names. So it's almost like a relic. It's almost like another relic type thing. Kind of. Maybe it's like the old lightsaber.
Well, that's another theory.
Staffs.
Theory is that that's her weapon of choice. That's what she has throughout the whole movie. And so people are thinking that she'll get a double-bladed lightsaber at some point in another movie, like Darth Maul's, because she uses the staff to fight with. I don't know. But the theory is that it's Plagueis' staff, and she found it.
Or definite Menace type thing.
What? What'd you say?
What if it breaks and is like a lightsaber on the inside?
I haven't heard that either. That's that's a really good theory. Wow. Why don't you
spitballing? That's all I do. I watch so much other things. No, I don't honestly. I don't think that's what it. I mean, it could be, just like actually have something of value inside of it that makes it stronger or something. Or it even could be something that maybe a lightsaber couldn't break.
Well, they
Something
had
like
in
super.
in old canon they had weapons like that. Well, no, even in current canon they have weapons like that. The stormtroopers. There's a TV spot where Finn is fighting a stormtrooper with a lightsaber, and he's got like an electric weapon that he's holding that's going against the lightsaber. So, like, it's got like an electric field around it that stops the lightsaber. So there are weapons already in the Star Wars universe that do that. But I don't know. People are speculating that that staff is something greater. Daisy Ridley, who plays Rey, recently said in an interview that it's just a staff. Get over it. Not those words, but that's kind of what she said. But yeah, so
Just a staff, guys. Get over it.
get over it.
Hey, maybe she's an amazing actress, and she's just playing us now. Okay, so next.
Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is our new baddie.
I just thought of the Joker there.
His lightsaber. Have you seen his lightsaber? It's the one with the cross guards on it.
Yeah, it has these. Yeah. Like, is that to protect him if they? I mean, see, almost though, if you think about it, the way he made his lightsaber almost tells us that he doesn't have the Force.
Well, he doesn't have any Jedi training. At least that. I mean, it could be.
At least. So that almost like I mean honestly, like I would think that me without any knowledge of the Force, because when you have the Force, you feel your environment and you know what's about to happen, or you have that sense, that strength. And if you don't know that, you think honestly, my hand could get really cut off if that thing just goes.
Well,
I mean, look at Luke. I mean, come on, Luke. Hand Luke, maybe from the tails.
Luke and Vader. Shoot.
Luke and yeah, I mean that's true. That's very true. Maybe it's like, these guys were idiots. I'm gonna make 2 more little lightsabers on the edge. This will never happen to me. And then the first thing in the battle, he loses a hand. No, my idea is foiled again. Sorry, that was.
It's cool.
Anyways, okay, continue.
No, so basically what I've read recently is the reason why he has the cross guards is because his lightsaber is homemade, and what it does, it's almost like the way they explained it was like it's exhaust, sort of like leftover charge from the lightsaber. That's why the cross guards are there. I don't know, that's just what the article said.
Because it's too powerful. I mean, did you not see what the lightsaber was able to do before? What is it not able to do now?
Well, if you
unless it can bat these, these weapons that were made to go against the lightsaber, I guess.
Well, if you look at the blade itself, whenever he has it out, if you look at a normal lightsaber, the blade's pretty solid. This blade is like crazy, it's like
a flamethrower almost.
Yeah, you can even look at if you look at the picture in front of his face, that's excess off of the lightsaber blade.
It's not even smooth. I can actually notice little ridges that kind of come off. Yeah, I see that.
It's very unstable. So, it's homemade. Everything about him is homemade. I'm more than certain.
Even the costume. He's a cosplayer, everybody.
There are a couple more characters that go with him, like Captain Phasma. She's the leader of the Stormtroopers. She's a female, which threw everybody off. And Supreme Leader Snoke, who is played by Andy Serkis, who was Golem in Lord of the Rings. I'm excited about him. He's kind of like the new Emperor. And the theory is that he is actually the character Darth Plagueis, who I was talking about earlier, but we don't know. But he's all CG. He's all motion captured. Because
so he doesn't actually play it, or
he does the motion capture and everything. What he said in an interview, actually, just this past week, was that he, Darth Plagueis, or not Darth Plagueis, but Supreme Leader Snoke, they can't physically do him because of the spectacle that he's on. He's huge. He's super tall. His facial features could not be done with makeup. He's very, very damaged. So,
Send him back. We need a replacement. He's damaged.
So we don't know what he looks like. There's that character. Then there's
It's like it's like Voldemort all over again. With the nose. Okay. Anyways.
Then there's Maz Kanata, who is good. We think she's also CG as well, but we don't know what they look like. So, but that's that. Next picture.
The Force Awakening. Is this the first one that they came out with, or?
So this one, okay. So there's like a convention, a Disney convention called DC23, and this was the first poster they had done for. It was just for that convention, and it features Rey, Kylo, Finn, and Han. And this was the first picture they released. Now, if you pull up the one next to it, leave this one up, but then pull the next link I sent you.
Oh, so okay. So what they pretty much did was they went with the old style, the original, and then they went with the newer style. Holy crap! That Death Star.
That is the Star Killer base, which is kind of like.
Good Lord! It actually has a beam that doesn't shoot out into one crossing the stream type thing.
Yeah.
Don't cross the streams, you'll blow up worlds. They were right.
But yeah, this one is the official poster for the film. There are some fans who think that the D23 poster was a better poster for the film because the official one is too busy, according to some people. There's too many characters, there's too much going on. I
kind of disagree. I like both of them. Both of them have their merits because the first one is like, what Lucas originally did.
Yeah, I agree.
And then this one is what Lucas wanted to do with the pushing him forward.
Well, it goes very well with the prequels and the way their covers looked. Like that's like it's got all the characters on.
You know what I really like?
What?
And I don't know if they meant to do this or if this is like something interesting that I just noticed.
Hold on. Does it have to do with Kylo's lightsaber and Rey's staff? No.
No.
Okay.
It has nothing. Like I noticed that, and I'm kind of curious on why they have a sun. They have a sun like right in the middle of her staff, and I'm like, is that supposed to be?
It's not. That's not a sun. It's not a sun. It's J.J. Abrams, so it's a lens flare.
Ah, there it is. Got it. Thank you. Okay, it's a lens flare. Should have known. My bad.
Okay, what did you see that you thought?
Okay,
was...
so what's the bad guy's name again? Like I said,
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. That is a mouthful.
I know.
He is actually not bound by the frame in the poster.
No, they've always done that. I think it's because.
Is that for the dark side? Is that like what they?
Well, like
the dark side.
In the episode 1 poster, Darth Maul was actually the black around the frame. Like that's what his face was.
Because everything else, like they could have done that with the lightsaber, with Finn, or the firepower over there, or I mean, they did a little bit with the explosion over here.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's this little thing next to R2?
That we think that's Maz Kanata, but we're not sure. We're not sure who that is. But yeah.
So yeah, I just think that's interesting how he's like out of the frame actually.
I feel like
even his lightsaber is out of the frame, like the bottom part.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Flare part.
Yeah.
Is actually out of the frame.
I think that's just
nothing else is.
I don't know if that's something that's convenient. I think that's like something that's got to do with storyline. I think it's just a style choice they decided to go with. I don't know. I didn't even think about that. But people have been looking at the way Kylo's lightsaber and Rey's staff, how they're right by each other. So people are thinking that there's a connection there between the two of them. And then you have Finn over here by himself, where he's a loner.
Well, in Star Wars, fashion. This could be our father. I'm just. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just saying it could be a relative, or it could be a friend, or I mean, it could be. I mean, that's a very good. Honestly, if that happened, it wouldn't surprise me and it wouldn't upset me because. And here's my reasoning for that. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, they're just reusing ideas," but I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the point, though. It's
Yeah.
in the same universe. History repeats itself. I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah. Well,
And a lot of it.
one thing they said recently is that the episode movies, so like episode 1 through now 7. So if it's part of the trilogy, it's about the Skywalker family. If it's an anthology film, it's about different things going on in the galaxy or in the world. They're talking about doing a Han Solo standalone movie, like whenever he was younger, an Obi-Wan movie about before he, in between the time that he met Luke and whenever he.
It's gonna be so hard because it's so funny, you know how all these actors are getting so much older now.
Well, I mean, Harrison Ford, they're gonna cast somebody else for him, but Ewan
They
McGregor,
have to.
yeah, but Ewan.
I mean, nothing against Harrison Ford.
Oh, he even knows.
He wish he is, but I mean, he has to. It has to.
Because somebody asked him recently, they're like, "So, what do you think about that Han Solo movie?" He said, "I don't know. Ask the young Han Solo."
Ian McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, yeah. I mean, he's still pretty young to where he could play Obi-Wan, because
I'm so glad Ian McGregor did.
Oh, I think he's like the only choice to play Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. The fact that he was in it. I mean,
he was by far my favorite part of the prequels.
He was. Obi-Wan was so much more of the prequels than Anakin ever to me Anakin ever was, because I mean, oh yeah, fight with his dark side. Oh, you lost so much. Oh, yeah. You're a whiny baby. Now like we know why Luke. Yeah, we know why Luke's so whiny. I mean, how old was Luke when he left?
Wait, when who left?
When Luke left. Wasn't he a teenager? Wasn't he like 18 or 17 or something like that?
He was like 18 or 19. And
because I mean, they talk about how everyone else has left to the academy or whatever it is.
Yeah, like all my friends have left me. Yeah, I think he's about 18 or 19. When New Hope happens.
I hope the Skywalker. I hope they realize leaving their kids on a deserted island.
It doesn't do anything.
It's what happened to Anakin, though. If you think about it, Anakin was on a terrible place with his mom. He was a slave. He was a slave. And then they put him back in the same thing. Oh, I turned out fine. Yeah, you turned out great.
Oh, you killed children.
Oh my God. Honestly, I'm like, what? Something must have snapped in this boy's head. He's killing kids.
Yeah.
Didn't he not want to protect people? Well, no, the Jedi wasn't that bad. These kids didn't do anything.
The whole story there was weird because he was trying to save his wife, who he had a dream that she was gonna die. And so he was brainwashed.
And then he kills her.
And then he finds out, wait a minute, the whole time it was me who killed her. What the heck is going on? And then he forgets all about that. Yeah, it's weird. But
well, it's probably what was it called? They when it's post-traumatic stress. I think he's gone through this several times though. Mm-hmm. He's not just gone through it. He went through it when his mom died.
Yeah.
He went through it when he kind of got rejected, to be honest, from Padme there a little bit. Just like, whoa, bro. You're like super young, bro. Just calm down.
Well, that is the creepy thing about it. People have talked about before is that
he manipulated her. Yeah.
Well, but the thing is the age difference. He was like 9 and she was like 15, 16 when they met. And so to have, let's see, that's what, 6-7 years apart.
I mean, nowadays people are like, age. Who cares about that? It's a number.
Well, okay. He was creeping out on her. It was weird.
He was. It was super. Like, I mean, when he was going up to see Padme for the first time after 10 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He was freaking like, "Oh my God, I still love her. I can't get
Yeah,
over
yeah,
her.
yeah.
I've been thinking about her so much." It's like he never grew up. He
Yeah.
never grew up with Obi-Wan. He
Well,
never
he
grew up.
didn't.
Like,
Even you're talking about episode 2. If you look at
yeah,
episode 3, he didn't even grow up. He was still that whiny baby who wanted more and more and more.
he wanted more power to protect people, but the power consumed him. And I like it. A lot of people think that the first three are terrible, but they're not. Like at a character standpoint, this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is a natural. I mean, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he didn't. He's not just. He is a genius, but you got to realize a lot of geniuses. I mean, take Sheldon Cooper. He was a prodigy, but he didn't understand. He has, what is it? What do they consider that Sheldon Cooper has like Asperger's or something?
He's something like it.
I think he has Asperger's or something like that. I mean, even if he had Asperger's, he would be so focused on himself. They get people like that. They get this tunnel vision, and it's like all they can see is themselves. And Anakin, even if he was taught, no matter what, it couldn't have been, even couldn't have been Obi-Wan's fault, to be honest.
Yeah.
When people are like that, they have that tunnel vision. They can't get out of it because they don't understand how to get out. It's like a two-dimensional get an understanding three-dimensional space.
Yeah.
Almost, because they're so trapped. Their brain doesn't understand. It takes so many years. But the thing is, since he was so good and he was a genius, he couldn't respect anyone. Therefore, he couldn't learn from anyone.
Yeah, I agree. Something someone brought up was the fact that they should have brought his mother along, and maybe that would have helped out a little bit, because if she was there, I think a lot of his problems wouldn't be the way they were. The fact that in episode 2, when his mom died, that drew him even closer and closer to the dark side.
Why couldn't they be like, we're taking her?
Yeah, they could have just ran. They could have just ran.
And like what sense of okay, we're in a new planet, we can't go against their rules. Yeah. But at the same time, though, you got to understand slavery is illegal. Like even in the Star Wars universe, it was illegal. But on Tatooine, okay. So well, I mean, and this culture, this Star Wars was brought into America, and our culture and our world is different than the Star Wars universe. You got to remember, slavery didn't used to be what we think of slavery, like the black and white, or just the blacks as slave. It wasn't like that. Slavery, that's not slavery. That is a portion of our history, what slavery became.
Yeah.
What slavery was is when if you can't afford something that you owe someone, you owe your life to them.
Yeah.
Or, you can't live. You're homeless. I'm going to give you a home. You're going to work for me for the rest of your life. So, I mean, in a way, like, I think I can when you start to think of it that way, we're not gonna take away from a debt. It's like pretty much telling someone, oh, I borrowed $1 million, I can't pay for it, type thing. I mean, we're talking about a different universe. We're talking about different ideology, I guess, not ideology, different universe. So I guess, but I mean, at the same time, why didn't you just take her, dude? But then again, she could have just died on the adventures, though. Or they could. I mean, I guess they could have put her up in a nice little penthouse and everything. They probably
would have, because she wouldn't be able to go
just
on the
kept her at the Jedi Order.
What?
Just kept her at the Jedi Order. She could have worked for the Jedi Order. She could have been. I don't know, secretary. I mean, shoot, she was a nice person. What's your job resume? Well, I've been a slave for most of my life, but I've also worked. You're hired. Love it.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, there could have been some legal, there could have been some massive repercussions from just stealing someone that was a slave.
Well, here's the thing. What I was saying though was, it was like Padme even said that slavery is illegal in the Republic, but the thing was they were in Tatooine, which is the outskirts, or the Outer Rim, and it doesn't affect them out there. So if they did take Shmi with Anakin, then they couldn't do anything about it because they'd be taking her back to the Republic, and
so it would have been like the North and South. I mean,
it would have been abolished.
Freedom.
Yeah.
So, but it could have started
a war.
It could have started a war though between the because okay, so not Wabba Fett.
Watto?
Why did I say? No. Sorry, Tatooine. Jabba's family. Not Jabba.
You're thinking.
I'm sorry. My fandoms are getting mixed here. Sorry.
No, Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, you're right.
Jabba the Hutt. Okay.
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt. That family has ran that planet.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Now, do they just own that planet, or do they own more? How big is their? I mean, it's like. I guess you could think of it was like a gang planet.
Well, it is. The Hutts are gangsters.
They're gangsters.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you could start something if Watto wanted to go and talk to the Hutts and be like, "Oh, they stole my slave." Maybe something would happen. But Watto was a cheapskate. He was a liar. I don't know. They could have just walked out. Man, they're a whole Jedi Order. I mean, they would have had the Jedi with them, and they would have killed him.
Yeah, but the Jedi, that's the thing, that the Jedis weren't there as a military strength. They were there to keep the order and peace.
At that time, yeah. And then the Clone Wars happened, and then that all changed.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got slaughtered, and they had to for survival. I mean, they had nothing else to do. So, in a way, actually, the rebellion was started by the Jedi Force.
Yeah. Actually, the rebellion... There's a book about that too, how the rebellion gets started. Actually, Star Wars Rebels talks about how the rebellion gets started. But kinda, if you want to say that, the Jedi sort of have something to do with that. Yeah, I would go with that because...
I mean, they weren't really like... They weren't trying to destroy the Empire, per se. They were just trying to stay alive, and then, I mean, they pretty much had to... they were being attacked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did what they had to do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll go with that. I'll accept that answer.
I'll accept that answer.
Yeah. So, wow, we got off subject big time, and we are this is going to be a long podcast, but it's okay. But to finish, what
cutting it down will be fine.
Yeah. We had a couple of hiccups in there, but it's fine. But to pretty much kind of conclude and get our final thoughts in. But yeah, which poster? You were going back to the posters. Which one would you, if you had to pick one for the film? Which one would you pick?
Between the old and the new, I would probably pick the new, just because. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's too busy." Yeah. But I like the information. I like what it's telling me. I like.
I agree.
I do. I like the information. I mean, it really feels. I know there's a lot of people on there, but it looks great, and I always go with more quality, to be honest. And the old one is kind of cool, but at the same time, it doesn't really tell me much.
Well, I mean, it tells you that Finn gets a lightsaber at some point in the movie, and Han Solo's back. But
the other one tells you that, plus a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. I mean, I'm curious on, I mean, at the same time though, I mean, is this it's not the Death Star, but what is this? Is this?
It's called the Star Killer Base.
Star Killer Base.
So
it's
pretty much like a planet itself.
But it's on the good side.
No, it's the bad side.
But it's on the good side of the poster.
But it's.
How do you How do you know that? Do you know that that's the bad?
They've already told us that. That is something they have told us.
But why is it on the good side of the poster?
Because Kylo Ren's freaking huge. They couldn't put it on that side.
He didn't have to be so huge.
What? Look at the bottom. What about these stormtroopers that are on the good side?
I don't know. Maybe that's mixed communication here. I'm just saying. Normally, you would see that. So I don't know. Well, it's on the good side, so it's good. Yeah.
Somebody brought that up one time too. They're like, "I'm looking at this like a political poster, and like one side's bad and one side's good." And he's like, "No, I can't do that. I can't pick at something that's not there." It's just a poster with characters on it.
But I want to, though.
Because if you were going to go with that route, then basically everybody to the right side of Rey's staff is good, and Kylo would be by himself. That's how that would go.
No. It wouldn't. Wait, what?
I'm looking at the staff and the lightsaber together.
Yeah, anything.
That's the middle.
Yeah. So the only thing bad about this whole thing is
Kylo Ren.
It's the only bad thing. I mean, that makes sense.
The stormtroopers are good. Yay!
Yeah, so finally they get their lights. They're like, yay! And then if the stormtroopers are good, that makes Finn bad. Crap! It's all messed up. It's all.
Oh man. That's awesome. But I agree. I'd rather go with the new poster rather than the old style. As much as I love the old style, the new poster it's better. I think it's more appealing to look at. And
beautiful.
It tells you who's going to be in the film, except for Luke, who hasn't been in any marketing yet, because they won't do it. But
I think Luke is going to be that one character that everyone's going to be waiting for. Waiting for.
I think he's going to come in the third act of the film. Yeah, I don't think he'll be in there any sooner than that.
And if he is, he'll be in those shadow transitions or.
Like he's watching from afar.
Yeah. And that's something that I would tell people to look out for is really pay attention to how the story is told, not just sit back and relax and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Through the cinematics, J.J. Abrams is pretty good at what he does. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to tell a story. You're going to get a lot of information throughout the first 20 minutes of the film that's going to tell you a lot that's going to happen throughout it. So pay attention on everything. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, remember The Force Awakens comes out December 18th, or if you have your early tickets, December 17th. I will not probably be going till like that week of Christmas, so after the weekend, which I would like for you guys to come along if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Anyways, I have been the Dr. Ranger, and
I'm Huck.
And he's Huck. It interrupted me all the time.
I do that. That's my thing.
Anywho, hopefully we do this once a month. That'd be really fun. Different topics. We hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to, come on back, subscribe to Nerds for Entertainment, and we will see you guys in the next video. All right.